Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Primrose and today I am going to be doing a little post light therapy vlog just because I've actually finished my light therapy now. I'm so happy. Seriously, it got to the point at the end, towards the end, where I was literally like, when is this going to be over? I've seriously, like, just the whole amount of effort that it takes to go to light therapy, because I'd go in between work as well, so it was just getting there twice a week, going, having it done, rushing back. It was just super stressful, especially towards the end. And because as the time went on, they would increase the amount of light therapy that I was having and the strength. I felt like my skin started to feel more sore afterwards, and it made it quite irritated. And then to go back to work afterwards, it was quite uncomfortable, or the next couple of days would be quite sore. But that's as we got within the last, I don't know, 5 sessions. It did make it quite sore. So I'll start from the beginning. Throughout the light therapy, I think my skin responded quite well. It wasn't until I think I reached about, well, it was at least over 15 sessions that my skin started to respond, or they said that it would expect the skin to start to respond in a positive way. So, I mean, I'll show you my skin now. It's not at its best right now, but I mean, to me, I feel like it's made a difference in taking the redness down, taking the scaliness down, and I feel like it's at a point now where it's manageable in terms of keeping on top of it with my medications. So at the moment, it's at a point where I'm happy with it because it's better than it was, and because it's took something away from it, it's just made me feel like it's way more manageable than it was. So I mean, I don't know if you can see very well, but in the centre of my elbow here, it is starting to go like normal skin. So we are seeing progress. It's just, it's not completely gone. It's probably never going to be completely gone. But I feel like in that sense, it has made a beneficial effect. And in the way that I see my own skin, I've had a beneficial effect as well. So I think whether that's to do with the light therapy or not, it's still something positive that's come out of this. So yeah, I wouldn't say my skin is the best right now, but it's the best that I'm probably going to get. So I reached session 30 and they said that when I hit that session, I'll basically return to the dermatologist and she'll see if I need any more light therapy, which I do have a bit of a problem with, because I'm basically, so the dermatologist I don't see until a month or 2, and obviously I'm not going to be able to attend that appointment because I'm travelling. But if I did need light therapy within the space of now and then, they wouldn't be able to see me. If, say, I wasn't going travelling and I could still go to that appointment, what if my skin flared back up in between now and then and we're back to square one because I've stopped light therapy, or I just needed a little extra bit? There was no one really at the end to review my skin to say, no, we need to carry on, or no, we should do this now. There was no finalisation or no debrief or no anything. It was literally just, yeah, you've had your 30 sessions, obviously don't come back, don't carry on coming, you know, we'll just see what the dermatologist says when you visit her and then take it from there, which, I don't know, it doesn't seem to work very well because, like I say, for all the reasons I mentioned. And then, I don't know, you just feel a bit like left out in the open, like, okay, so I'll just carry on as normal then with my medications. There's no like finisher, there's nothing. And I would have liked something to just round off the sessions to say, well, this, or whatever, just, you know. And throughout the course of the sessions, there was no real review of my skin. I know I had a dermatology appointment halfway through, just as like a catch up, but while you're there, the nurses just get you in and out. There's no real, you know, can we see your skin? They ask you how you've been. So I'll tell you a little story that happened, and it was basically, I hadn't been for like a week because that was when I went to Harry Potter. So I hadn't been for the week, or it was a week and a half, or however much time. It was no longer than 2 weeks. I think it was a week and a half. When I went back to light therapy, because I'd missed 2 sessions, I think it was, they had to work out obviously the dose to give me because I'd missed the sessions because they didn't want to give it to me too high. And then following that, I had a really bad reaction on my skin. It flared up really bad. It was really hot. It was burning. It was blistery. It felt. It was so bad. It was so sore, and it really hurt to wear like underwear because that's where I've got some of my psoriasis. It was just very, very uncomfortable and sore. So obviously I got on the Monday and Wednesday. So that was the Monday that happened. And then I visited them again on the Wednesday, and obviously they said, how's your skin been? So I explained, I said, you know, since my last session, it's been really sore, really inflamed. And I said, you know, I think it's because I missed a week and then gone back on the light. And they completely dismissed it and went, oh no, it won't be the light therapy. Well, I'm sorry, but what else would it be? Yeah, you can put it down to a flare-up, but I don't really get flare-ups, not like that, not where my skin is feeling blistered and burnt. And they completely dismissed what I said, which really did annoy me. And then they brought in one of the other nurses to have a look at it, and they said, oh, well, it's not that bad. It was so red and so sore. Like, I was struggling to wear underwear because it really hurt my skin. And I said, yeah, it's gone down since Monday, but for God's sake, this is not normal. Like, this shouldn't be like this. And I don't know whether they did the calculations wrong on working out my dose, or just because whether I'm fair and I can't handle so much. I don't know what it was, but they were completely unsympathetic and said, well, you can either go home or carry on. And I said, look, I'm not the expert here, like I don't know what's going to be best. So the woman suggested to work through it. They'll keep me on a lower dose and to see how I go and just have that day's session. So I did, and it was fine. It was sore, but it wasn't as bad as it was on Monday. And I'm just like, well, I'm feeling it's for this reason. And they completely dismissed it, and I get it's because I work for them, but for God's sake, like if I'm saying this is making my skin sore, it's not just a regular flare-up, because I don't get flare-ups where it's really red, really sore, really itchy, you know, to the point where it's actually blistered. And I had sunburn literally all the way down my throat into my chest because obviously it was too hot for me. I couldn't take it, and when I go in I wear a visor as well, so that would have been covering that area, and it still managed to burn me like that. And I don't know, they just kept making excuses, and yeah, I didn't really enjoy that part of the experience. But looking at it as a whole, it's obviously not cured my skin. It's made, okay, so I'll go from the pros and cons. So cons, time management there was really bad. It really frustrated me. My last session, my 30th session, I was waiting between 20 and 40 minutes to get in. It must have been 40 minutes because the parking, it charges you after 30 minutes, and I was worrying because I didn't know if I had the change, because I'm usually in and out within 30 minutes, so I don't need to take change and pay. And I was worrying that I wouldn't have enough money to actually pay for the car parking if they overran, and I ended up waiting 40 minutes before I was seen. I was early for my appointment, just gonna point that out, 5 or 10 minutes early for my appointment, but still. And I don't know what justified that. There was no explanation, no apology. And then sometimes they would call in other people before you, and even though your time was at a set time. Okay, so let me explain from the beginning. So basically, you go in the changing rooms, and it says on the wall, it's a sign saying please don't wait outside because of patient confidentiality, and we don't want people to feel embarrassed, whatever, so that's fine. So what we usually do is either just keep the door open so they know you're there and you're just sort of waiting, but then some people, especially the older people, they wait right outside the door, and if the nurses see them first, they'll call them straight in, and regardless of who's actually supposed to go in next, they'll call them in because they're right there. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but I got here before them, I was waiting, and it's absolutely ridiculous that you're calling them in first. And what can you say? Because they've already barged in the door and already in there. What are you supposed to do? It's very frustrating. So time management was terrible. This is based on where I went. This could be different for everywhere else, I don't know. Time management was poor. Organisation, I'd say, was poor because they both interlink. They didn't really listen to you, so I think that was poor. They were welcoming, and it was sort of like on and off. So one day they'd be really nice, one day they'd be really like cold. It wasn't consistent at all, and I understand that everyone has a bad day, but for goodness sake, at least try and build a rapport with your patients. But it didn't seem like they were interested in that. They just seemed like they were interested in getting you in and out, and I just can't be bothered. Like, I'm all about getting in and out and just having it quick and done and whatever, but it was literally like blowing hot and cold all the time. Pros, I feel like it has helped my skin. I feel like it's improved my confidence. I feel like it's helped with the scaliness, the itching, and I feel like my topical medications are a lot lot more effective now that I've had light therapy. I don't know why. I feel like it's broke down some of the barrier between the skin, and I feel like with using topical medications and then going travelling now and getting sun, salt water, that's really going to help my skin. So I feel like because I've done this prior, it's really put my skin in the right frame, in the right, you know, on the right tracks, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So that I'm happy about. The experience wasn't the best, like I say, but then I was kind of stressed from coming from work straight to light, and it just didn't feel very well planned. And like I say, for the end to not have any finalisation, no meeting, no review of anything afterwards, I'm a little bit disappointed about that, because I feel like that's what it needs. I definitely think the whole process needs some sort of reflection or review or some TLC to make it a little bit better, because this is exactly why people with psoriasis go on feeling the way they do, because it doesn't feel like the help is out there. Like you feel like you're clawing and nagging and begging all the time to get help and support, but it's really just so lax because it's not important to people. And that's exactly how it feels. It feels like that wasn't important to people working there. It feels like the care and customer service wasn't there, because they are providing a service, and you know, that's not how I would treat people. It just felt all a bit in, out, and then obviously with the struggle that I had with the doctor and getting this sorted in the first place, it's literally having to fight for not even a cure, because I know that's not a possibility, but fight for having decent skin and trying to fight for somebody to help. And it shouldn't be like that. People should want to help, you know, and it's a real shame. But I feel like I've rambled on for too long. I've been like slouching as well, so my back's like super clicky. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say on the light scenario. Obviously I'm going travelling, so there is not really any way that I'm going to be continuing on with my dermatology development or my skin journey at the moment. I think I am going to put updates up based on how it is when I go travelling, and I will probably do a video on what medications I'm taking travelling, although I could just, I mean, the medications I'm taking are my normal medications, and if they're in too big of a container, I'm just going to downsize them into a smaller one. That's basically what I'm doing. But I am planning on taking medications with me because I feel like my skin will dry out a lot. So I do want to keep on top of that, and I'm literally just going to go hard on my skin. So fingers crossed we see a real improvement when I go away as well and get some real sun. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. If you did, any questions, please do post them down below. I would love to help and give advice, or if there's anything that, any support that anybody needs, please do post it down below, or just give me your stories down below. I'd love to hear from somebody. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.